Hey everyone, let's go through the sun guided reading so that we can go through the answers. I want to talk about how I read these things first of all, because I think that's helpful. And I will go through the answers and flip back and forth and show you what I do. So first of all, I look through the worksheet and say, okay, I have to label some stuff and do some vocab. And so with the labeling, if I come across parts of the sun, I'm going to flip back over. Okay, so the sun's mass is 99.8% of all the mass in the solar system. Wow, it's big. And the gravity is strong enough to hold other objects in orbit. That might be important. Okay, unlike Earth, sun does not have a solid surface, but like Earth. So I boxed those to be like, oh, those are important comparisons. The sun has an interior and an atmosphere. Interesting. The sun's interior has a core, radiation zone, and convective zone. Okay. Produces energy in the sun's core. The sun's energy comes from nuclear fusion. Ooh, this is bold, so it's probably important. Fusion is atoms. Let's see, hydrogen atoms join to form helium, so atoms joining together. Okay. Let's see. Heat produced by the sun's core. Oh, core. That was a part. I forgot that. Oh, look. Core in the center, just like the Earth's core. Okay. Let's see. The middle layer of the sun's interior, the radiation zone. Tightly packed gas. Electromagnetic radiation. Okay, so that's the next layer of the interior. So there's no label for the interior, but I'm just going to write radiation zone right in there. Okay, the convection zone is the outermost layer. Okay, gases sink and form loops. Oh, that's kind of like the magma, the convection that happens in the Earth. I remember that from the fall. So gas is rising and sinking. It's like, ooh, convection zone. Okay, the sun's atmosphere has 3 parts, so you can say 3 parts to the sun's atmosphere. The inner layer is the photosphere, and photo means light, so it gives off visible light. So let's label that. Which one's the most inner layer of these 3 parts out here? Yeah, this one, the photosphere, and photo means light. Okay. And let's see, beginning and end of a solar eclipse, you can see a reddish glow. Comes from the middle layer called chromosphere, and chromo means color, so color sphere. So the middle layer of the atmosphere, if this is the inner layer, the middle layer is this kind of grayish one here. Chromosphere, sphere, means color. Okay. Keep going. Let's see. During a total solar eclipse, a faint outer layer called the corona. Corona means crown, by the way. Is visible. Ooh, this is interesting too. The corona sends out electrically charged particles called solar wind. So let's label the outer part here. There's the corona. And then let's draw some solar wind coming out. We'll talk about that more in another video, the solar wind. Okay, so that's your corona. Okay, features on or above the sun's surface include sunspots, prominences, solar flares. Okay, sunspots are areas of gas that are cooler than the gas around them, and they occur in groups. Reddish loops of gas are prominences, loops of gas. Okay. And sometimes the loops suddenly connect, releasing large amounts of energy, and that is called solar flares. Interesting. So, look, there's some groups of little darker spots here, so those are probably called sunspots. And then remember, the loops are called prominences. Prominences. And they can send out, I'm just going to do this because they're really fast. Solar flares. And again, we'll talk about that in a different video. Okay, now let's go into building vocab. I like to do, you can do one or the other, but I like to do this side so that I'm not searching for all the definitions here. I just can read these. So, layer of the sun's atmosphere that gives off visible light. Light being the key word. What's the light layer of the atmosphere? Yep, the photosphere. Okay, so A. Okay. The layer of the sun's atmosphere that has a reddish glow. Ooh, that's a color glow. Do you remember here they said, ooh, reddish glow, and I underlined that. Yep, that is the chromosphere. Okay. Layer of the sun's atmosphere that looks like a halo during an eclipse. So halo is something that's around something. So the very outer part, yep, that's our corona. Okay. Area of gas on the sun's surface that are cooler than the gases around them. Those cooler areas are the sunspots. Remember, we saw that down here. Cooler than the gas around them. So D for sunspot. Reddish loops of gas. Loops should make you think here. That. It's a prominence. So E. Okay. Eruptions that occur when loops and sunspots suddenly connect. Ooh, what was that eruption? Really fast. Yeah, it's the solar flare. So E to solar flare. Stream of charged particles produced by the corona. Okay, let's look back. Corona. Ooh, electrically charged particles called solar wind. Okay, the center of the sun, right up there, that's the core. H, the outermost layer of the sun's interior. And so you have to be like, okay, interior versus atmosphere. Remember, we did core, radiation zone, and yep, convection zone. So that's I is the convection zone. The joining of hydrogen atoms to form helium. Remember, we had that way back here. Atoms joining together. Yep, that's fusion. J. And so then that leaves us with the layer of the sun's atmosphere where energy is transferred mainly by electromagnetic radiation. And we saw that here, the radiation zone with electromagnetic radiation. So there we go, K. And if I were you to study, I would make flashcards of all this vocab, and you don't have to write the exact definition, but put the definition in your own words and use some of those keywords here so that you can learn all the parts of the sun. And I'll have another video where we go through the parts of the sun in a little bit more detail and take a few more notes. So thanks for watching. Have a great day.